Hey everybody, welcome to the Evercade podcast. Evercast. The intro always gets me pumped. How is everybody doing today?
Hey, buongiorno, everybody.
Damn me before I take a sip.
Oh my. Hey, let's see if we got a show today where Crow doesn't have technical difficulties.
You know what?
yeah.
Things like I came so unprepared. Yeah, everything has been working. So
Yeah. And look at that. We started on time and on budget, and Rich is here.
Woohoo! All right.
yeah, it's a I would say a Christmas miracle. Maybe it is our Christmas.
Yeah, it's
No, my Christmas tree goes up in November 12th, so I got 8 more days.
It's early.
okay.
Christmas.
Why the 12th?
Because day after Remembrance Day, I pay my remembrance to all the fallen soldiers of the, Canada.
What's your Canadian Thanksgiving?
It's already over. It was October, the first week, first Monday of
that's
October.
Because normally we don't put up the Christmas tree until after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I was
but
going
our
to say Black
Thanksgiving was
Friday.
awesome. We had turkey and everything this year.
So what's everybody been up to? What you guys been playing? Excited for the new cards, etc.
I've been playing with this thing, part of it.
I am. Like I was saying before the show started, just been, just messing around, playing some games, and lots of Evercade content going up on the channel, stuff like that. But,
This.
just having fun. But yeah, there's I kind of I don't remember all the Evercade stuff I played because every now and then I'll just grab my thing, and if it's got Sun stuff in, I'll just play a game for 20 minutes, and then that's the beauty of the beauty of the EXP. It requires 0 effort to play it. You don't have to go and sit down on a couch. You don't have to put your TV input on.
Be their advertising slogan. Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
Portable.
Yeah, so that's why I love handheld gaming, right? It's just you just grab it if it's got a battery charge, you're good to go.
So you know what? I've gotten so used to the D-pad on the XP. I tried going back to the purple, and for me, it plays different. It's weird. I got
I've never had a problem with I always like the OG D-pad. I can remember that I've always liked it, but I like the XP. I mean, I can't imagine playing on the other system now. I haven't even touched my OG system in forever.
I've actually been the Namco collections. Seems like that's my go-to. I go back. I keep going.
You can
back.
play those on EXP, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes, yeah. Playing those on and actually, you know what? And then for a little while last night, I actually played quite a bit of Fairy Fire on the EXP.
Yeah.
And it plays a little differently than the VS, but
the video's coming out on my channel tomorrow. The Fairy Fire on the EXP.
Nice.
Even though I did a video on the VS, I did one on the EXP and talked about the differences.
Oh, very cool. I need to find the soundtrack to that on Spotify if it's available, because I love the music in that game.
So speaking of Fairy Fire, I always come back, and Crow, I'd be interested in your opinion on that. I still find it got very big Defender vibes. What do you think?
Oh,
I haven't played it.
Oh, well, you
What?
suck.
I can
It's
agree
one of
with
those
that.
games I haven't gotten to hidden games, secret games, combo cart games. I'm still playing collections.
So, do we have to do an intervention with Crow and?
Yeah, you know what I think it is? I think Crow's day, he gets up like everyone else, goes to work, and then he just goes into his office there and just tinkers and just gets lost.
Yeah, look at this.
That's
doing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. He doesn't play games. He tinkers with games stuff.
The mad scientist.
Yeah.
He's a mad scientist.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He's working on stuff he can't tell us.
Oh, can I do something funny first? Well, I think it's funny.
Sure.
There's people want to know why I don't show my face here, and it's because I
Your
will
face
show
is
my
right
face.
there.
You guys want to see my face, everybody? You just want to see
We see it right
what
now.
I look like? See the picture there? I look like this, but I'll show you what I look like right now. Once and only. You guys ready?
Yeah.
It is kind of snowing in Canada right now, so I just sorry.
Yeah, that sounds like a great mist come in.
And
Oh my
this is
god,
what
that
I'm
scared me
right
like
now.
Jewel. I was not ready for that. Oh,
That was pretty good.
alrighty. Let's say
Say hi to the chat. Come on, Ed, do your job.
Yeah, damn it, I'm trying. Hey, Lojer.
Wait, we can fire you?
No.
Oh, okay.
You made that
Me
up.
and Rich were thinking, hey, Rich, we got an out.
Got Arcade Gig. Hey, got Ballistic Coffee Boy. Got Jet Joke. Don't worry about the caps. This is the best of us. We got Gamertron. We got Arnold Brackus. Sorry, fan 72. Yeah. Oh, and Julian D snuck in there. Yeah. Hey. So yeah, there's a little bit of the news. I always try to find something. And actually, let me show this first thing. Is not that I would play my my VS necessarily this way, but it was just kind of crazy to see.
Oh, on the Facebook group?
No, Twitter. Actually, let me see, how does that look? Hey, okay. So this I thought was interesting. So it's the VS.
Yeah, I saw it on a Facebook group.
Well, that's cool.
That's interesting. Yeah. Got it hooked up to a CRT. I wonder what kind of converters they're using.
Yeah. I don't even have a CRT.
What?
I don't even have a CRT. Unless
there's some sort of, it looks like a CRT, but it could be, I guess, if they have some sort of extra conversion going on.
Colors are a little off. Yeah, my connector would stay flush whilst on its side. Okay. But
no. He says colors are a little off.
Oh,
hey. That's the King's English. You be quiet now.
No, it's not. I mean,
I'm sorry.
Cool
there's a Saturday Night Live sketch that's all about that, where they keep saying, "Oh, I got this paint that's from England. What color is it?"
Yeah. No, what's cool? It kind of gives arcade vibes, and I think it's neat that now with Toaplan mode you can do stuff like that. So I was like, that's crazy. Yeah,
well, even if most 99% of the people won't use that feature, it's nice that it's there because it doesn't take any effort to actually put that in there for the VS. Rotate the screen 90 degrees. Yeah, most people aren't going to use it, but it's nice that it's there for those who want to use it.
Well, I was going to say, well, hold on a second, Crow, because some people would say Blaze is a small company. Anytime you try to implement a feature, just saying, I've had people tell me that. If you try to say anything is easy, no, they're a small company. It can't be done.
Yeah,
it's 100% right. It's the same. My whole thing when it comes to the.
I was gonna say it's the same system as what's on the.
Well,
EXP.
my whole thing is that
already there.
Yes. My whole thing is I use free emulators as the standard, and if a feature is in the emulator, it should be in for paid paid emulation. So that's I don't think that's too much of an ask. And then it's I know it's after Halloween, but they did 5 of the best spooky games. So I thought this was
that's cool.
I thought this was interesting because what do you pick other than just adding all the splatter houses? I don't know if you guys got to see that.
I would work very hard to replace Alien Breed with something else.
Yeah, it's so hard to make a spooky game in retro.
True.
Wait, I'm just curious.
One is when they really started making spooky games, right?
We'll go through the list, but I'm really curious what Alien Breed game they chose because if they're going to choose one, there's only one right answer.
Well, let's see. So we've got Dracula the Undead, of course. I mean, that's probably the most Halloween game, maybe on the console. Or Splatterhouse Part 3. I mean, either of the Splatterhouses, right?
Splatterhouse 3 is okay. I would have preferred Splatterhouse 2, but whatever.
Yeah, that's definitely. Both of those are definitely on the nose. But Dead, I totally forgot about Deadus. I've hardly played this game. I should probably go back and play it some more.
Yeah, you should probably try and get all the endings.
Okay.
There's a bunch of those.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Alien. Okay, so they do have Alien Breed.
Oh, come on. They did the first one. Boo.
Which to me, I don't know. To me, this I don't know. This doesn't give me a spooky vibe like the Aliens movies, but I don't know.
None of them gives me a spooky vibe.
You know what's spooky about this game? The fact that the aliens respawn the second that they're off the screen.
And then I don't know. I thought 40 Winks was a far reach, but that's just me. I don't know.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I think games became spooky in the PS1 era. Didn't Silent Hill come out on Resident Evil? That's kind of when I think you got
no.
Spooky retro games.
I got the ultimate spooky game.
Corny puddle. Well, I mean, there's like Friday the 13th and stuff like for NES.
Yeah,
and,
Friday 13 on the NES was spooky because of the sound design. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
and like Halloween Atari 2600. So it's. But
That
yeah, I
was
mean,
just-
like
that was just-
but
that was
those
that
were
was
based off
spooky for a
movies. I
different
know what you
reason.
mean. They weren't
There
like
you
in the
go.
theme like Resident Evil.
Yeah. Oh, and then it's Sinistar actually on the arcade was kind of
This game scared the crap out of me.
Haunted House did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
When you're a kid, the game freaks the hell
I
out of
didn't
you.
play it when I was a kid, so I didn't have it. So maybe.
Yeah. Well, every time you're like bonking around on the up against the walls, and all of a sudden the lights go out, and you hear
Yeah,
like
the
the
lights
crazy
go
crash
out.
sounds.
You can't see the walls. See a ghost in the other room. You're like, holy shit, I gotta get the hell out of here. And then he hits you and just like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, that.
No.
Yes. I
For
can
me, though,
agree.
the funny
With
thing,
some
and I guess
scary
now
games
people
back
like
in
more
the
that
day.
campiness, but I can remember like when Resident Evil came out, like the acting was like so bad, but it was just like
I didn't know the acting was bad back then.
Well, but in the original Resident Evil though, I still got hit with that first jump scare.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where
when
you
you're
go
going down the
hallway,
stairs?
the dogs come through the window. I was
Yeah,
like,
oh, yeah.
That's
I'm
one of
out.
the few times I remember. That's one of the few times where I actually dropped the controller.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it's happened to me in games that weren't horror themed games where I've dropped the controller, but that was I remember actually very vividly dropping the controller and having to scramble to pick it up to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
make Crow play Fire Lord
Probably.
Hero.
I think the first jump scare I got is when I was working in an arcade, emptying the coin bins in the machines, and we had just got some new arcades. And then I was walking around. It was kind of like dimly lit, just myself there, and the attract sound for Sinistar came up and literally frightened the crap out of me when the ship comes on screen. I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, that was really cool back then, and that's one of the things that made like arcades so magical. Like, it can talk to me. Beware, yeah, I'm Sinistar. Yeah.
Look at this. There's a guy called Super Pocket Robbers.
Oh
See,
man,
that's when you have way too much
Hilarious.
time.
you cannot.
Oh
wait
my
to-
God.
Well, it's too late, my friend.
that
They're already
icon.
they're already shipped.
Oh my God,
That's
you ruined the
when
internet.
you realize you have a miserable existence that you do
Rich,
that.
Rich. It's not too late to jack the Super Pockets. They jacked the VSs after they were shipped, right?
Well,
Yeah.
they were
Oh my
being shipped
God.
from one facility to the distributor. They hadn't hit Funstock's shelves to go out yet, right? But I already got my shipping notification that Funstock put it in a box and put it on a
Still,
plane. So.
still not too late for somebody to hijack.
You
that
got your
plane.
Super Pocket shipping notifications?
Yeah, man.
Wait, which
Yeah.
one did you
I
buy?
did a news line about it.
I didn't get.
I saw that
didn't,
video. I just
I
haven't watched
didn't
it.
get anything from Funstock.
Did you get the
Yeah.
limited editions? or regular
Oh,
ones?
I got the limiteds, yeah.
Well, so did I, but
So-
I didn't get no notification.
Yeah.
I gotta go on a quick side rant, which I think is funny and kind of a silly thing. I'll say within the Evercade community. So the pockets haven't even shipped yet, right? And
No,
yet,
according to Rich, they have
What are
shipped.
you talking about? They
well,
haven't shipped
okay,
yet.
people,
You just
okay,
said they shipped.
okay, you're right. I mean, okay, people don't have them in their hands. They haven't like gotten to play, let's say, like the title collection yet. And there
Yeah.
was like
There's
one or
plenty
two.
of videos out there of people playing them.
Well, but okay, stop it, Chris. My point is, it's fairly new, but there's like one or two people like kind of like not really complaining, but saying like there should be support for Cathedral to play that game because like that game was never designed to be it's a widescreen game. And I like that Blaze's response was, hey, that's kind of up to the developers because my whole thing, and I've said this before, like just because certain devices can play games doesn't mean they should. And like you're not going to get the best experience playing widescreen games on the Super Pocket. That's my side
I
rant. So I'm
never
like,
really
stop
paid
it,
that much
people.
attention. They're not widescreen.
What?
The Super Pockets aren't the widescreen.
No, stop it.
I haven't paid attention. I'm like
No,
serious.
they're four by three. There's
Yeah,
no-
they're three.
Yeah. I
Two
thought you were
40 by
trolling me
threes,
again, Chris.
whatever.
Well, I would think that even if you did pop one in that was widescreen, it would just shrink the screen down even more.
Yeah, to me it's as ridiculous as let's play Namco 1 Pac-Man in Tate mode and it's gonna squanch it, So that's all. I was like, it's funny because when I hear like the one-offs, I'm like no, they're working on other actual stuff to like improve like the UI and
Yeah, I'm imagining it's gonna be something along the lines of like something like this, right?
yes.
That's then the screen's gonna be about the same size, which is fine.
Was that a Game Boy?
It is not a Game Boy.
What is that?
It's something I need to do a video on.
Oh, I was like, that's awesome. There we go. Yeah, I looked like dark. I couldn't.
Yeah.
But no, like for me, like to be honest, like something like Cathedral, I enjoy that playing the most on the VS. Like that was like the most nostalgic. I like, it filled the screen like very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I need to get a Borat clip now.
Very nice.
You can never go wrong with as many Borat clips as you can.
My wife. See what you've done.
You just got to watch which ones they are.
Oh.
Got to be a family show, right?
right. All right, so let's get into polls real.
You missed it. Did you watch games and stuff last week?
I was on it, and I don't know if I watched it.
That's funny.
He mentions polls. That's all I'm saying. If you didn't watch games,
no.
If you didn't watch games and stuff, it's worth it just to find a bit about polls.
What do you say,
Ed? You should avoid it, Ed. Ed, you shouldn't watch it, Ed.
We made fun of you. It's all good. So, no, the thing I want to say that I had a lot of fun with this is that all these images are created solely by like Adobe Photoshop, like AI. Like I think I typed in like weird guy, like binging, and it like kind of gave me these two dudes, and then for crow, like I typed in like a crow with a gray beard, but that was like the closest.
You know what? You're not the first person that's tried that. I can't get a bird with a beard.
I know. I tried like with a white beard with a gray. And sometimes it would give me like a crow with two heads, and then these two dudes, like this guy, like his teeth are all weird, but it's funny because like the AI just can't make faces, like can't do face like human faces like properly. It is so
I tried
so weird.
A banner for YouTube AI generated, and I could not get it to do a crow with a beard. Yeah,
it's tricky of what it'll do and what it won't do and how. But it was just really fun to play with. So I'm like, I like the weirdness of it. I'm like, I might have to do that with the polls because I just had a lot of fun. So I had 58 votes, which is good. Glad to see we got a good participation. I was curious to see, with the last carts arriving the end of November, I was curious to see what people are going to do. Binge and play all the games, 31%. Be like Crow and stick with my backlog, 21%. That's actually higher than I thought. Or 43, take my time and make it last. And then some people like, do something else different.
Higher than you thought. Do you think people like blow through all the collections like you do?
Well, because here's the thing though. It's like probably when I get in that mode of a new cart and you kind of feel that high, like that sugar rush, and it's kind of the same feeling I get like when I binge through shows. Like I know it's going to end, but I'm enjoying it so much. I'm just in the moment. I don't want it to end. And then when it's all over, I'm like, crap.
Really, when something's over, like that's over, I'm like, good. Now I can watch something else.
Sometimes, but like for me, I'm in the middle of these two. Like I do want to make it last until Indie Heroes 3, but at the same time, I'm excited. What are some other people doing? PK Universe says I got the Full Void Special Edition pre-ordered for Video Games Plus. Great to see people doing that. Then he said he's done for the year. Looking forward to Indie Heroes 3. And I was, you know what? And I'm kind of glad he said that because I didn't pick the option. Hey, are you going to buy anything else? I wish I could. Rozzy, I wish I could be like the Crow and actually finish games. Took me 30 years to maybe beat 12 Sega Master System games. And then Jen jokes says expensive time of the year, so I'm not going to get them all right away. See, I'm glad someone said that too. Like I didn't even think of like with the holidays. And then Jamie says, "Be like the Crow." Yeah. So all good stuff. Because I was just curious because not everybody collects all the carts like we do. So I was just like very curious what people.
It's taken me forever to wrap up this Team 17 collection. I'm still playing the bowling game on it.
Well, I think what it is, Crows, you're a completionist, so you're like, I've got to play it. I've got to look at every angle.
There's certain games on that collection. I'm like, there's no way I'm finishing this. At least without overtly cheating. Like, there's no way I was finishing any of those Alien Breed games without severely cheating.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that doesn't bode well for
me. Though, I used to want to beat all the games, but now I kind of go with the flow. Like I'm having fun. If I complete it, that's fine. I think like the indie games and the arcade games, I try to, because if you have like unlimited, limited continues, or if it's like a shorter game, I try to. I have an Ambernick and I play my Evercade more. Cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about all-terrain racing, but I found myself playing, and then once I start losing, the next thing I know, I'm falling asleep while I'm playing the game. I'd wake up. And I'm just banging against the wall, boom, boom, boom. Oh, I better turn, I guess.
Yeah,
Game Freak. Yeah. I like that name. Game
I've got one of
Freak.
these too, and I think the last time I turned this on was sometime last year.
Yeah, Quack is another one. There's no way I'm beating that. Oh, there's it game's insane. That game is Quack.
Quack. Quack. I don't know.
You know what? I don't even know if that game has an ending, because when I looked up videos on YouTube, people just eventually give up on the game, like after hours of playing it. They're like 100 level something, and then the video just ends. Like, oh, I thought you were playing through the whole thing.
Dude, that's exactly how I felt about Another World, and that's kind of how that game ends. Yeah. That and when I'll talk about more minutes. That game burnt me out a little bit on video gaming. You
can at least watch a full playthrough of that game online. Quack, you can't, because I don't even know if the game ends, because people stop playing it eventually.
No, Blaster. Of any game in a while, like Blaster Master really got me the most excited. Just nostalgia, and then the book I talked about when I showed that I beat it. Like it showed all the warp zones and where to go. I only really maybe one boss. I only had to go watch a video, but I did remember from my childhood. I don't know if you guys remember, but every other boss, when you use your blaster, and you can as soon as you hit them, you can pause the game, and it'll damage them as it's hitting them, and then you just unpause and you beat. So you can every other boss though, you can cheese them like that.
The only reason I've seen any of the Alien Breed games is because I found a code to put in that all you have to do is press a key, like on a keyboard. You bring up the virtual keyboard, press a key, and it just automatically skips you to the next level.
Sweet.
You can keep doing that until the game ends.
It's
all
great.
3 of them have the same cheat.
That's awesome. It's great. All these different codes. Alrighty. So why don't we, before we get into some chill and chat, let's talk about a few Toaplan. Why not?
Yeah, man.
How many more games we got left on this one? Did we just start talking about this one?
I think we did 4 of them.
Yes.
So far.
Okay.
Yes.
But
so after today, we'll still have 2 more. We'll still have 2 more games. We'll still have 4 more games. We'll still have 2 more sessions.
Call me crazy. I really like this game.
Yes.
Garden. I love that intro. I love the way he teleports out of every stage. It's got this Ultraman vibe. It feels like that should be Ultraman.
Yes.
I can agree with that.
Is this the game too where to continue you have to press start and attack at the same time, which is kind of funny if I remember the continue screen like the first time it threw me off. But yeah, you get speed punch. I think I've almost beaten it. I've gotten to the last level and then I got frustrated. But yeah, and up is it's different though. Up is jump and then you have punch and kick. But no, I enjoyed the hell out of this game.
If I'm remembering correctly, it's once you beat the game, it takes you back to stage 2. I think you don't replay stage 1. I might be mistaken though. There's some games that were like that. I think this was one of them. I can't remember how to put that up.
But yeah, I really both of these collections. I mean, yeah, this one is just it's something different, right? Like as much as I like shoot 'em ups, I'm glad that we got a little bit different of other games on here.
Oh,
yeah. This is one out of how many games are on this? 6 or 8?
Yes.
Yes. 6 or 8.
Let me check.
On Toaplan? There's 8.
No,
yeah.
8. Yeah, 8. Sorry.
So if I'm not mistaken, weren't 6 of them shoot 'em ups and 2 of them not shoot 'em ups?
That's correct.
Yeah.
What was the other non-shoot 'em up on this collection?
Snow Bros.
Okay. I don't know why those things sticking out of the water kind of reminds me of Dagobah. Or you know what? Not necessarily that, but you know what? Now I remember exactly what it reminds me of. In the original Star Wars, when they're in the garbage chute.
Oh yeah, the thing that comes out of the yeah.
That's exactly what it reminds me of.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
very
enemy
true.
base. That's what I can't get past. I need to though. Even with save states, it's tough.
Which base? The last level? Enemy base?
Yes. Yeah.
They throw boomerangs at you.
But yeah, just the art style, just everything was crazy. Like one of those great little games never heard of. Even the bosses are a little bit challenging.
Oh yeah, this is back when I had a video where I'd play it and die and then play it all the way through. That's why the videos are so long. It's more than just one gate playthrough.
Let's see if it shows the continue screen.
There's something alive.
Yeah. See, press shoot and start. And that's I was like, okay, did they mean putt? Like that threw me off the first time.
Well, you can't follow instructions. You can't continue.
But yeah, exactly. But I'm like, there is no shoot. It's punch. I'm like, okay, that's what they probably mean. It's something alive in here.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Toaplan just being instant. Yeah, one of the. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm for the arcade cards. I really, yeah, heck yeah. Oh no, you still have him trapped in there.
He's still trapped in the plastic.
Pete, you got anything to say about this collection? Pete?
Pete's Pete's in my eye.
Oh, I was talking to mute. No. No, I'm being distracted right now, so that's why. No, nothing major. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry.
No worries. Just ask, what do you think of Guardian on Toaplan 1?
It's okay. I mean, I don't remember it, so that probably tells you exactly it.
The Pete seal of approval. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, I wish I had something more invigorating to say, but I just don't.
Well, it's got to be okay because you don't remember anything
Bad about it.
About the game.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Had to abuse save states. Yeah, and even then, it's still tough. I'm sure I'll go back and beat it. All right. Well, here's it. Okay, so this next game, this next one will be a little bit more exciting. All your base are belong to us. That's the only disappointing thing is since they added that to the console.
Yeah,
you don't get that one.
Why
no,
is
it's
it playing?
only in the Mega Drives. Well, maybe it's only the Genesis version. Now I think about it. It might only be a North American add-on. It might not even be like the Japanese version.
Well, I mean, they certainly won't have it like that translation, right? It would have meant something else, right?
Yeah, I don't. Difficulties. One zeroing. Okay. Why it was being weird. All right. Can I fast forward it?
I can't even remember the thing that made this one, the gimmick they put in this one to make it stand out.
Something with the weapon upgrades.
Oh, I remember what the deal with this game. Yeah, that's right. You stole the weapons from the other. You had to attach it to them, right? Didn't you suck out the weapons from the enemies or something?
Let's see. What did I fast forwarded?
Wow, I can't remember. Here's the thing. I know more about the development about this game than anything else because it's kind of interesting. This game, we got on Toaplan Arcade 2, a game called Hellfire, right?
Yeah.
So this game and Hellfire are like the only two horizontally scrolling shoot 'em ups. And that's because Zero Wing was based off of Hellfire. Basically, what they did was they took Hellfire, and then anybody new programmers or designers or whatever that came to Toaplan, they made them work on altering Hellfire, just making modifications to it over the years. Just these new people that would come into the company and work on it, and it eventually became Zero Wing.
Huh. Oh, hey, the special thing, you saw, like, you can grab the enemies and shoot them.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I didn't know the history on it. No, for me, like, and again, call this an Ed nitpick, but the only disappointing thing for me for this collection, I was really hoping when we put in both cards, it would unlock the console version of this. Maybe they couldn't get the license for it, but just, if nothing else, just to, like, see the intro and stuff.
What did we get instead when you put those two in?
Was it Hellfire? Was it the console version of one of the other games?
Or something?
Yeah.
Well, let's figure it out.
It's like the Genesis version.
Rich is going to town. Yeah, this game's okay.
But it's one of those games you do get a limited continue. So yeah, if you want to play a shooter and be able to go through it and kind of sit back, like I really enjoyed playing.
Yeah, that's like it's very accessible that way, which I really appreciate it. But these aren't my jam anyway. But I do like them more than I used to. The horizontal shmups, but.
Fast forward to closer to the end of the video, because normally I just play the game where I just like die a lot and then I'd play through the game where it goes through the whole thing. Oh yeah, that's the actual ending.
Spoiler.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, Zero Wing on the Genesis has that weird intro. This has a very bizarre ending that's not on the Genesis. Cats is still alive.
There we go. All right.
Yeah, that character. Oh my god.
What are these things? Oh yeah, there's a hidden secret at the end of stage 4. I think if you fly off the screen off to the top, you see like a hidden secret message.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what they are. They kind of look like California raisins.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Oh, yeah, Arnold, that is. I do. So, like.
Oh, it's Twin Hawk.
Twin Hawk. Yeah, I do of Twin Hawk. So it seems kind of unlikely that they wouldn't have had the rights to do zeroing instead. Unless for one reason they were like, no, you can't have zeroing here. Take Twin Hawk instead.
So that's, you know what? So that's, yeah. So yeah, two, yes, but yeah, I do agree. So that's what I see, because here's the thing that I want to know. I wonder ultimately who gets the choice on the, like, who gets the final say on the licenses. And then if it is a choice where they say, hey, from our catalog, we'll give you any 8 games and 1 console lock. If they could have chose it, why wouldn't they have chose like that version of Zero Wing? Just because that meme was everywhere. That was so friggin' iconic and everything. You know what I mean? Like,
isn't a meme that came out before meme was a word?
Yes. Unless, I wonder though, and those of us in the UK, was that popular there? Was that big that all your base are belong to us? Because the United States it was. Maybe if it wasn't.
Did you just say those of us who are in the UK?
That's what I heard. I was like, when did you move to the UK?
When did you move to the UK?
Those of us, no, I'm not. But you know what I mean? Like people, our viewers. Yeah, those of yeah. I'm not mean like me, but those of us, like us people,
in the community.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you.
I don't know
because if it wasn't, because
it's definitely not the right way to phrase it.
Okay, the meme was here. Okay, the meme was big here too. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So then maybe I just wondered, then maybe who decides on the license, different experiences growing up, because if they had their choice to pick Zero Wing console, that was a huge miss, in my opinion. Like, why wouldn't you have picked that?
Maybe Twin Hawk is a better game.
I don't know.
Again, they may not have had an option. They were like, hey, we want to if you put both of your collections in, you're going to unlock something. What would you want them to unlock? And they were like, here, take Twin Hawk.
Right.
Maybe, that's what, yeah.
Maybe they're planning on putting the Genesis version of Zero Wing on a future collection,
Ooh. That would be cool.
Some of the boss designs in here, you could tell that somebody was trying to prove something when they were like designing these bosses. They're like new to the company. I'm going to create the most radical design. I know, some weird purple skull with flamethrowers out of his nose.
Yeah, Julian, you bring up a great point. I don't know if you said this or someone said this in the last Evercast that you can get the Toaplan games, but like if you were to buy them like on like Switch or PS4, like it's like $100 because of the way that they sell those, and those are just digital.
Yeah, there's that, and but then again, these aren't the console versions; these are arcade versions, so it's a little bit different there. I guess the closest comparison is you have like the Renovation Collection. Like that's a good bargain if you're looking to play those games, at least own them in one way or another.
Yeah. I'm curious too, Jason. But yeah, I would like to know that because the thing I always wonder is like, are the companies that own these IPs, are they aware of some are better than other, or are they kind of like EA where they're just?
Well, I guess it just depends on the company. I mean, if it's a company that is still owned by the people that originally created the game, and maybe even some of the same people who developed the game own it. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of is Tetsugen. The company that owns all of these games is Tetsugen, and I know for a fact that they all know how good these games are because Tetsugen is owned by the people that develop these games, and they created Tetsugen just to be able to have a company to own these games to be able to release them. So these, in fact, if you look at the box for Toaplan, you're going to see the Tetsugen logo. Tetsugen is actually the Japanese title of the game Truxton. So they named the company after Truxton, basically.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So that's the case with Toaplan Arcade 1 and 2. They're both licensed by Tactigen, who were the people that created these games to begin with. So they know how good these games are.
That's excellent. Maybe they're like, yeah, we can't give you the console, or they're like, no, we're kind of, or they're like, no, we're embarrassed by the bad translation. Maybe who knows?
I mean, yeah, it could be. I don't know.
Maybe they have a good sense of humor.
That was one of the stipulations. Yes, we'll license you the games, but we're not going to allow you to put the North American version of Zero Wing in any form anywhere.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, I'm just always like curious, but otherwise, yeah, both these games here are very, very solid. Sega Saturn shoot 'em ups on Evercade. Interesting. I don't know.
Yeah,
that would be cool. I don't know if that would have to be like
shoot 'em up Haven, right?
Yeah, turn to do a native. So, okay, thank you. Okay, this is what Julian reminded me of. So I think he was one, or was it you, Jason, that said someone said was disappointed by only 2 arcade carts this year. I agree, 2,000%. But the reason, yes.
Really? Huh?
And one of them, it was, and I can tell you, it was Toaplan 2 and Pico Arcade 3, or Pico Arcade 1. I'm sorry. But here's the reason why, and it's because they've been pushing the computer collections. And listen, and it's because, and the reason for that, which makes sense, it's because listen, Evercade is a British-owned company. They're pushing. Oh, we just lose Pete. They're definitely gonna push some culture and some games. And computer games are huge. We're huge over there. So I totally get that they're pushing that. But at the same time, I honestly think that the arcade, I think the arcade appeals more to the masses. I wish they would do both. I wish they would like, hey, let's push arcade more.
So I remember Arcade 1 came out in 2022.
So it could be that, but yeah, definitely you can blow the computer collections, because we got more of these before. We got more of these before that.
Oh, that's right. It came out with the EXP.
Yeah.
See, Jen joke. I wondered that, but here's the thing though. Like they could easily get like Data East. We could see a Data East collection too, because Data East licenses and stuff. I was thinking that, or like Technos. I would think they could still probably get a Technos too, but maybe though. Oh, my cock hurts.
I had a page somewhere that listed out the release dates of every cartridge, and I can't figure that out.
Oh, but no, all good speculation. And I wish I would be so curious to know like how the license, like without specific details. I wish maybe Sean could tell us and say, hey, some companies give us the pick. Other companies like Toaplan, they're like, no, for this price value, this is what you're going to get. We're not going to budge because we know how good.
Right.
Or some companies are like, hey, this is all we have. Just throw everything on. Maybe, and I kind of think maybe that's like what Pico, I think maybe that's what Pico 1 did, because they were just like, yeah, throw everything on there. We don't know if Evercade will ever get past 10 carts, and that's why we got such a great collection. You know what I mean? And then Evercade is like grown. So who knows?
I mean, still to this day, man, I'm holding that candle for Pico 1. Shed tears for his legacy status, man.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah.
Why is it so hard to find?
All right, cool stuff. Yeah, I think we've said here. I think we can go into a chill and chat. I don't have as of a heart out as Pete does, but
yeah,
it can't be a super long show. But yeah, we can.
It's all good.
We still got time to chill and chat. Oh, I know, Rich. What you think I would remember since we did it 2 days ago. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, me and Rich also do like a podcast calling all retro gamers, and sometimes we kind of like nickname it like Evercast 2. And usually like if it's a longer show, like after the first hour, we'll talk about Evercade stuff, which actually it's Ian Hobby's fault. No, it's all good stuff though, because I like how you will, like Ian Hobbies will pop in there, Carson will pop, and they'll bring up some Evercade things, right? Like like they can't help it, and we'll talk about it.
It's all good. Yeah.
Where I was going with it though, I was just trying to think, was there anything that we talked about? And I'm sure I said we'll probably talk about this on Evercast, but I can't remember.
Oh man. So I know we were talking about. So I don't think had the shipping notification happened yet.
Not for Super Pockets, no.
Not for Super Pockets, yeah.
No.
what else we were talking? We were talking about a whole bunch of stuff that was related to like stuff that was coming out soon.
Yeah.
So, and I guess maybe it was that we were hoping that things were going to get shipped. I did actually hear that a whole bunch of people are getting full void notifications that their full voids are going out, but I haven't gotten that yet. So like it's weird that like like I've got my Super Pocket notification. I know that Crimson Cross, he has his, and a whole bunch of other people have gotten theirs, but then some people haven't, and then some people are getting notifications that full void's going out, and I haven't gotten those either. So it's like it's kind of weird.
Yeah. Oh, Lord Archback.
Oh yeah, we need the Psycho games.
Yes,
we do need
dude.
those. Absolutely.
I know they have like 1 or 2 Psycho collections like on the Switch, and I think like they only released the physical copies of the Japanese. But like, dude,
well,
yeah,
actually,
we need those.
It depends on whether or not you're looking at the Japanese or North American versions. Because in the Japanese version were released in 3 collections, and then in the US they were switched up to be released in 2 collections.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And it's the same number of games. They just put more games in the US or North American versions for whatever reason.
But I think in the North American they only did digital, right? Or am I wrong on that? Because
no, there's physical collections, except now they're so hard to find. They're really expensive.
Oh, okay. That's what, because I was going to say I saw like Metal Jesus went to trip to Japan. By the way, check that out. And he was looking for certain physical copies of Switch games, and he picked up a bunch of like shoot 'em up collections. So I think that's what it was. It was like a lot easier and cheaper to find there. Yeah. So what's interesting? So here's what's interesting, and I'll say this again: like, do not use Amazon for pre-orders for Evercade. Just like
100%, man. Just
they're unreliable.
No, please don't do it.
Yeah. There's depending where you're in the world, there's fun stock. I really like video games. I really like Video Games Plus. So for me, I like Video Games Plus because like for living in the States, like fun stock is the opposite, in that you have to pay. You have to pay more for shipping, pay more for the carts. The advantage is you do get exclusives and you do get bundles and all that. Video Games Plus, I like the US dollar is a little bit higher than the Canadian dollar, so it's like an average you get like if you order 2 carts, you get them between for $37 or $35 and then shipped. And so,
right.
Like, Songbird, they sell regular prices plus shipping. Best Buy, I think, so there's other places, your local retro store, but yeah, don't do. The only success I've ever had with Amazon Evercade carts is when I got the Xenocrisis collection. When it was that period of time where it was a little bit difficult, but I bought that from a third party.
Yeah, that does happen.
Crow, you're muted. And I think I paid under $25 for it, and that was with it being shipped. So
I just remember I didn't buy the limited edition Super Packets.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No, I didn't. And I was like, wait a minute, I don't think I would have wanted those.
Dude. Yeah, see, that's, I agree. Not only, Julie, not only, I was going to say Japanese arcade shmups, but just like Japanese games that never made it out of Japan in general, like Famicom, Super, like all that stuff.
The thing that cracks me up about Psycho is 2 of my favorite games, Gunbird and Gunbird 2, are on those collections. But what's hilarious is when those games originally got ported over to the North America. Do you know what they changed the name of those guns to the games to?
What?
They're called Mobile Light Force 1 and Mobile Light Force 2. And if you haven't seen the box art for those games, they're hilarious they look so generic, but they're even funnier when you realize how nothing they have to do with the games.
Dude, that's crazy because, like, okay, the funny thing is, I found out about Gunbird 2 like during like the Dreamcast era, and especially.
Oh yeah, it was actually called Gunbird 2 it was called Gunbird 2 on the Dreamcast.
Yeah,
in the PlayStation 2 I changed the name.
Okay, yeah.
And actually, the first one was on PlayStation 1, and it was called. Ooh. And I think both games even use the same. It's really nice that and what's funny is now that I have a cocktail cabinet, I could actually play games with a JAMA board on it.
That's cool.
What I was going to say, I remember playing Gunbird 2. That was back then too, where you could download an image of a game, put it to a CDR, boot, and play because Japan had a lot some exclusive Vampire Survivors.
But instead, I have a game elf.
Ooh, a game.
A game golf?
Nice. But I was gonna say, I remember playing Gunbird 2 and being like, "What happened to Gunbird 1?" Like I didn't know. But yeah, no, I love that game.
I'm replacing it with this though.
I got it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Game Elf. That's funny. Yeah, I can't wait to see that full thing. Should be cool.
Well, if you, I mean, it is on. It works in my last pickups video. It just didn't put it as part of the thumbnail. I didn't even. It's most of the video, even though I'm thinking about like just taking that portion out of the video and just reposting it as a new video because.
Yeah. You got a bag of goodies there.
Yeah. Well, I'm like slowly going through things here and randomly finding things. Like this. I have a sealed box from Best Buy, and it's from like 2000, like last year. I have no idea what's in here. I'm just like,
that's great. I've noticed at your house, it's kind of like it's a treasure hunt. Like, man, look in this drawer. There could be a Game Boy Advance. Like in this drawer, there's like a Neo Geo Pocket.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, right?
Yeah. Got some Japanese Saturn games in this. Yeah, yeah, it's hilarious.
I remembered where I actually ordered the Super Pockets from. I actually ordered the Super Pockets from Best Buy, and they're saying we'll ship it by November 14th. So that's like 10 days away. So that's when I'm expecting those to ship out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Best Buy always usually gets real close to release date, and then when there was the awesome times, Fun Stock was always the place to go because I tended to get things early when I ordered.
No, I'll tell you why Fun Stock is not ever the place to go.
Oh, wow.
Everything from Fun Stock has a Peggy logo on it.
Yeah, I know. You're
That's true.
you have a PC Engine. That'd be awesome because they stopped making those a long time ago.
Huh.
That might have been the one. That might have been one of the few mini PC. Mini consoles that maybe I kind of wish I might have gotten on because that's.
Why did I do that? So this is an Evercade related thing. So
you've had for 2 years and you haven't opened it?
What is that?
A sealed copy of Indie Heroes 2.
How many of those do you have? I guess
it's only a year. I guess it's since February of this year. I must have read it wrong.
Fun Stock. They can't be from Fun Stock.
No, it's from Best Buy.
Oh, Best Buy. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But I was like, why do I have a non-Peggyless Indie Heroes 2? Why did I do this?
Because he secretly wants to go non-Peggyless.
It's okay. You can use it as currency at your local retro store.
It's like that's wild.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I know I have others. I have a sealed. I know I'm looking at it right now. I have a sealed Royal Mail package that I know for a fact I did this on purpose. And in the sealed Royal Mail package are 2 sealed copies of Legacy games.
Ooh.
That's why they exist. So
Rich just needs to make a short video of like him just opening packages and every single time play like the Zelda thing.
Like, hey, I got all this stuff.
And then make like a 10-minute version to post. Press 1 now if you'd like that.
But in the interim of all of those things that I've been moving around and like making stacks of things, I'm actually in search of because everyone kept mentioning the purple Evercade. So I look to my right where all of my Evercades usually are the older style ones are in these cases. And I'm like, oh, I guess this one just fell or I put it over here. So I just cleaned the entire area while we were talking and it's not here. So I don't know.
Man.
Now I need to go in my house and go and find where it is.
See, now you've got that stuck in your head every time you find something.
Exactly.
Oh man, hidden treasures. That's great. Oh man.
So I also have this bag from the summertime that has all 4 of the Lord of the Rings commander decks, and I never did a box opening for any of them. Oh man.
Man.
I'm a mess. Guys.
I'm a mess. Huh. You know what's like? So, like speaking like retro things, and it's funny because in my mind, I always keep thinking I'm gonna pop up my Wii and like connected to the big TV, just so I could like play House of the Dead too. I was almost going to do that on Halloween. One of these days I will, because it's one of the few modern systems you can actually use a light gun with like a LCD.
Yeah, that's true.
Having to spend a boatload of money or getting a Sinden light gun or any of that other nonsense. Which those are cool. Those are cool, by the way.
You know how those new light guns work on modern TVs? Because they, when I was at the Pinball Expo, there was a Retrocade. They had like all these HD TVs, arcade cabinets, but then they're like, oh yeah, you could get light guns with them. I was like, well, how do you get light guns to work on? Oh, you know what? The light guns have cameras in them.
Yes, there's two different kinds. There's the lower end, the Sinden, which puts the white border and that around it, and that you want to play like in a room with low light. Then there are the more expensive ones. I can't remember the name of them for the love of God, but they're actually like little mini sensors that are tiny that you put around, and those are more accurate but more expensive. And like people can put they like check out Retro Ralph's channel, because like, dude, he has like the old style Time Crisis guns. Like there's this guy that will put sensors in them. He even has like the bigger honking like alien type gun. Like, yeah, he's got some nutty crazy things. But yeah, that you can have like an awesome like badass like light gun cabinet if you like want to invest.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I saw him at the Pinball Expo too.
Oh, she just said to say hi. No, that's awesome.
I think it was him. I wasn't 100% sure though. I did see. You know, it's funny. You were mentioning Todd Tuckey. I did see Todd Tuckey there. He probably, if you didn't see my video on the Pinball Expo, don't blame me because it's like an hour and a half long. But he is there. He actually did call my name out.
That's awesome. No, that's on my back. It's
like, only because he was announcing the winners. He was announcing the winners of the silent auction. I actually happened to win.
Nice. Yeah, no, I still mentioned, but I'm like, we kind of watch a live with her. But no, I would say if you saw a guy wearing a blue Blockbuster cap and like a grayish black beard, that's
all I got to do is wear a Blockbuster cap. And you just described me.
True. I know, but he's the only one that I. But the funny thing that's hilarious is because like he was there like at a convention. He paid like it was like $60, like the hat with like a sunglasses combo, and people were giving him a hard time. Like they sold that for $20 online. Although there's like a difference in quality. Like supposedly that was supposed to be like one of the last like repros. I don't know, but yeah, he wears. So that's like he's getting good use out of that hat. He wears that a lot at conventions. But yeah, one of these days we need to check out that type of stuff. Oh yeah, before Pete did go, he did mention last. Someone said Steam sales, or I think he did. But yeah, that's always nice.
Yeah, actually, you know what I've been doing this whole time? I've been on this site fanatical.com. I don't know if
I love Fanatical.
I actually yesterday bought a mystery bundle of 20 games, but they've got this other sales going on now too. And I've been adding stuff to my cart. Like, oh yeah, I'll take that game for 70% off. Oh yeah, I'll take that game for 90% off.
Yeah, it's like so like friend of the channel, like we have like Retro Rob on calling all retro gamers, check him out too. I would say, but it's retro with a zero, which is funny. He was like, yeah, that was a marketing mistake. But anyways, he does that a lot. Like he'll buy those packs and then he'll reveal them live, and then he'll go full nerd with spreadsheets, and he'll compare what he paid for the last ones, what the current sale price is, what for retail. And here's the thing that's interesting about that. Like if you spend $10 and you buy a bundle of 10, you're probably going to get a game that you like. With me though, I don't want to have like a lot of digital clutter. You know what I mean? And be like, maybe you have games you never
if you don't
play,
like the game, you could hide it from your list. You don't have to. I know, if you don't like the game, you don't even have to add it. You get the codes from. You give the code to somebody else.
True. But yeah, sometimes you get some good ones. Sometimes you get some weird ones. I don't know if I would play, but it's like, oh, okay, to get it for free. But sometimes you do get some cool ones you didn't hear about.
What's funny is last weekend I saw my sister for the first time in like 5 years or so, and we were playing all those jackpot games, and I had all the games on my laptop, and she saw my Steam list, and she's like, "You have more games than I do. I only have 650."
Wow. Something rivalry. Yeah,
that's because I buy bundles of like 20, 30 games at a time.
With me though, it's kind of weird. Like I don't know, like because like I said, being the type of gamer where because it is difficult, like to keep my interest in something. Like if like even as like so like to give you an idea, like as much as I love like Dungeons and Dragons and all that, like I still haven't bought Baldur's Gate 3 because for me to like just spend $60 on it, which is kind of ridiculous. So they've got, and then take the risk that I may only be entertained for a few hours. Like I can't, like, you know, like for me, like I can't do that. And that's why I like indie games and bundles. I'll wait to go on sale at some point.
Their sales are crazy. They have, you know how like when Steam does their sales, they only show you like the base version, and then when you click on it, you're like, oh well, if I want the full game, it's going to be more. Like this Fanatical say, I'm looking through it, and they're showing you the like Tekken 7 Definitive Edition, $17.59. Normally that's $109.
Yeah, see, that's the one. See, I'm kind of with some modern games. Like for me, I think it is disgusting that like back in the day, you would get all the characters in a game, and you know, this is kind of like you would get the full game, or you would like unlock characters, and how they're like charging you for that stuff. So yeah,
I can't really. Part of me can't really complain about it because you think the price of games really hasn't gone up, and they're trying to keep the price of the games the same, at least for the base versions, the same as what you were paying like 20 years ago. But to make up for that, they're just selling you other parts for it extra. So if you want the whole game, the price actually did go up. You know, they're just kind of, you know, faking it, I guess, in a way, saying like, oh, look, it's still, you know, as much as it was 20, 30 years ago, but then when you start adding everything on it to get the whole thing.
It turns me up. Like I saw that Tekken 7 on sale for like $7, and I'm like, well, I'm like, oh man, there's all the other characters and season passes. Like that's just, I don't know.
Well, the other thing though too is like I what I did with that, I did buy the base version, and then eventually I would just keep my eye on the DLC, and whenever like down the road that would go on sale, I'd buy a little bit at a time, you know, until eventually I had the whole thing.
Yeah, or if they have like the definitive like complete edition. But see, that's for me like something like Tekken. Like I want to pay like $5 for like the complete, or like under $10 for the definitive, because I know I'll have some fun, but I'll get bored of that eventually. You know, will I go back to that? I don't know.
What's really confusing is when they have more than one bundle. They've got the you got the regular version, then you got the deluxe version, then you get the ultimate version, then you get the ultimate deluxe version. It's like, well, which one do I really want?
So for me, like a great what we're talking about, like those type of games, or since we're in the winding down, like for me, like the way like Dead Cells, like the way that they did like DLC is fantastic. Because after you have the base game, like it's actual like extra content, like the Castlevania DLC. Yes, that's like $10, but it's a whole new game. Like you get like new levels, a whole new path. Like you get your money's worth. Like they really added on to it. So like that's the kind of DLC that I like for something like that.
I'm going to be spending like $100 on the sale because I'm finding games here that are like, no, there was a One Punch Man game.
You're like buy, or like something like Hades. I'm impressed that game hasn't had any DLC, and that you really get your. I think that's why I like a lot of different roguelikes, because I kind of feel like with roguelikes they really give you their money worth for replay value. And when they have DLC, it's to like kind of like enhance. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where I wish I had the same, like I wish games held my attention when I was younger, but it's
the problem is like I have like over 800 games in my collection, and yet over the past years I've been playing the same 3 games.
Yeah, there's exactly, dude. There's that too. So it's like I want to say like, what do I have? Like, I don't know. Like Slay the Spire. Do I have like over 1,000 hours? Honestly, I have something crazy. That's like a roguelike card game.
Oh, I wonder, like, where can you find out what games you've played the most? Do you find it in your profile?
Yes, it'll list the last. You can search it in the store. Oh no, I have 426 hours. Yeah, okay.
Recent.
Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I have 136 hours in Placid Plastic Duck Simulator.
Wow, dude, you're insane. But this awesome. One of the reasons. Awesome. So like one of the reasons, and what I love about the PC gaming when it comes to indie versus what you won't see on console. So people of the community made a free DLC for that where you could play the villains, and I've actually played the villains version of that more. And I think the villains version is a little bit easier. But what I haven't done yet in Slay the Spire is unlocked all 20 Ascension level and beaten it yet with a character. I've done that in the villains, but yeah, it's just crazy. Let's
see here.
So yeah, that's kind of where I am gaming wise. Like, you know, Evercade pretty much handles retro, except with the nostalgia of Game Boy, and then for me gaming, it's like all indie for like different. I don't know the last AAA series. Like put it this way, like I'm maybe one of the few people that would like you know, like the Rockstar games that would actually play those and get bored pretty quickly. You know,
Really, like Grand Theft Auto?
Like a GTA or anything?
yes, because like to be like so like Grand Theft Auto, like for me, like that, like the online version, all that was just a bunch of mini games. You know what I mean? And like the story, like
online, I've never played it online.
yeah, but like the story, I could go back and play the story, and maybe if I had like, there was a time where my wife or daughter would watch me play, like I could get into that. But the problem that I have with that game is that like, well, you can do some things linear. You have like, let's say if the mission is like you have to like shoot the guy, you can't pick different options. Like, well, why do I have to kill him? Couldn't I? You know what I mean? Like you have to do.
The most fun I had playing those games had nothing to do with the story, nothing to do with the missions. It just was me grabbing a car, instigating a police chase, and seeing how long I could last. That was my fun.
Like a sandbox, yeah. Or like Red Dead Redemption 2, I got 50% of the way through that. I kind of go. I guess for me, like for me, I like to have structure. Like I like to accomplish something. And I guess at the end of the day, it's all about having fun. So I get that. But yeah, that's something I may have to go back on the PS4 and finish Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'm trying to figure out okay, I could see my recent activity,
but even that game, I waited for it to go on. I waited for it to go on sale for like $20-$30 digital because I knew.
Here we go. Okay, well that one doesn't count. Click Your Heroes doesn't count because I cheated in that. Neither does Antimatter Dimensions. Click Your Heroes, I have almost 4,000 hours of runtime on that game, but
wow,
near my computer anytime that game was running. Same thing with Antimatter Dimensions. So that 533 hours that game was running doesn't count. I guess it's no surprise that my top 3 after that are all pinball games. Zacharia Pinball, 269 hours. Pinball FX3, 210 hours. Pinball Arcade, 165 hours. And then after that is Wreckfest with 142 hours.
Dang.
That's cool.
So yeah, that should come as no surprise. What comes as a surprise after that is Coloring Pixels, 141 hours. Because that's just coloring.
Coloring.
The new pinball, that's 75 hours so far.
I only have 2 perfect games. I guess where I unlocked all the achievements. That's funny. They're both like older Magic the Gathering.
Let's see what I got. Achievement collection. I have,
recently played.
I have 3 actually. You know, one of them isn't even a game. I have all the achievements in Borderless Gaming, which there's only 1 achievement.
Borderless Gaming?
Yeah, it's a game. It's actually a program you run that'll run games in a full screen Windows mode if they don't support it.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
But I've got all the achievements for Pac-Man Championship Edition DX Plus and Pac-Man 256.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, well, I've got 6 hours into Donut Dodo. I've been thinking about that because like when I've been playing it, like because like the Donut, like all the other versions have like the online leaderboards and stuff. It's still a great game, but I wonder if that'll matter as much because it's just like a local. Mike
Hawkhurst says Breakfast is so damn good. I would go as far as to say it's my favorite game of all time at this moment.
Hey, Rich, did you freeze?
Did I?
Yeah, it looks like
it shows your head looking down. I thought he was just like looking through stuff. Yeah.
Oh no, I must have hit a cable or something.
That's funny.
All right, here, hold on. Let me do this. You can still hear me though, right?
Yeah. But I'm glad at least Evercade has gotten there where now it keeps. I like that it has the stats for nerds. It keeps track of your total play time because save states don't always give you the total play time because it doesn't give you the time when you reload the save state back. So I like that it.
Here's the thing is that they're not 100% accurate. You can reset that anytime. If you know what you're doing, you can actually go into the cartridge and alter those stats because I know where they're keeping that information. Also, if you turn off the Evercade without exiting the game, it doesn't save that information. So if you were playing 4 hours and you turn it off, it's not going to save that 4 hours that you were playing that game.
I always exit out of the games because I remember early on they said like you always want to exit out of the game because you could corrupt your save state. I don't know if that's still, that was like talking like 2 years ago.
I mean, it's a possibility because it could be accessing the cartridge and saving without telling you when you're turning it off.
Game Freak.
Again, was that with the original Evercade though, or was that with the new one, the XP? Because that really shouldn't be an issue with the XP or the VS. because it's not.
I don't know.
It's not instant on or off. When you hit the power button, it doesn't instantly turn off. It's obviously doing something before it shuts down.
You know what was hilarious? Like, then again, going back maybe 2 or 3 years ago, like before I had a YouTube channel, I was new to the Evercade community. There's people that told me like, don't hot swap games. Like they were like treating it like the old like PCBs. They're like, no, don't hot swap games. It could cause a short. I'm like, really? But it says you can. That's like the whole.
You can, but you shouldn't do it if you're like running a game.
No. I always
It's not really safe to do that.
Yeah. No, but some people are like, if you exit out of a game, you should be fine. Oh no, yeah, because I was like, I hot swap all the time between that and the VS. Like you're supposed to. Like that would suck if you had to turn it on and off. Like that would. Evercade needs and that's a whole nother thing, man. Maybe they'll get there, and all.
Yeah, man,
and all that. All right. We can where's my final thoughts? Yeah, we can
sweet man
wind things down because I know here in a little bit got the final like band like competitions I gotta get to. I'm just glad it's warmer today.
You're in the battle of the bands?
No. Well, like high school color guard, all that.
Yeah. I remember those days well.
Yeah, all that fun type of stuff here. But yeah, RMGB TV. I think slowly Evercade will get that stuff. For now, just focus on needing an arcade. Yeah, focusing on stuff. And actually, that's what it was that me and Richard kind of talked about. We were like about like arcade sticks, and we were saying like if Blaze doesn't have an official one, they should let like 8-bit dough have it officially licensed.
Don't worry about the 8-bit
well,
dough.
Just
true, yeah. You're good with the Mayflash.
Because here's what would be worth it for me if they could do that. If they made an Evercade, let's say like either an arcade stick or it could be a wireless controller. Then if you could take that same controller and I could use it on my PS4 or if people could use it on Xbox, Switch, whatever, because there are the retro games like Contra, Castlevania. Like I would love to be able to use the Evercade controller on my PS4. Although I've never like hard plugged in USB. I don't think it would work.
You could get there's a Mayflash USB drive that you could literally, when you plug it in, you could kind of push a button to make it cycle through a bunch of things. Then you could almost use any wireless controller you want on it.
Nice. But I get it though. They're wanting something licensed and official. And then if they do that, then I think they'd have to make it in the firmware where you could go and shut down and turn off the VS. Because
here's the thing: is like if they want something really, really official, then Blaze should make it. Because otherwise, if they're just making something official, it's something that already exists. What does it matter what's printed on it?
Because I think that's important to people. I mean, because 8-bit doughs kind of established themselves as like being like the main one of the main controller vendors, and so at least that way, Evercade wouldn't or Blaze, they wouldn't have to put in any effort except, hey, we give you our license, and they could focus on other stuff. But they be like very little.
You don't have to put out any effort right now to do what is already possible.
Well, and then Gamertron, that's what we thought was going to be one of the things that Hyper Megatech was going to do. Maybe make accessories.
Well, you never know, right?
Yeah,
could be a thing.
Well, I don't see them making accessories for Evercade though, because I think the whole Hyper Megatech thing was designed to be everything that's not Evercade at all.
Well,
I mean, except for the fact that the first product they put out interacts with Evercade.
That's just a coincidence.
Yeah.
That's why when you buy the Super Pocket, it's got a dummy plugging up the Evercade slot, because I don't think these people are going to use it.
And we kind of talked about what I thought like the Hyper Megatech was going to be, is let's say with the Sunsoft collection, right? Like maybe they would have released like a Blaster Master plushie or some, like figures and different things to go with that, and then Funstock would have had a bundle, or you could have like bought that like separate. That's what I kind of thought they would do. They hinted board games, like they would make accessories and toys and collectible like figurines and stuff to kind of go with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll see though. I think, or it could be, hey, their excuse was just to sell the Super Pockets, which good on. And I think based upon which I think Hyper Megatech exists so they can come out with non-Evercade consoles each year.
Evercade consoles.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it is. That is an interesting theory. Yeah.
But
I think that's why it exists. They're like, hey, here's our Evercade consoles for the public that are cheaper.
Yeah, we're not going to put out a new Evercade except for maybe every 2 years now. So in the interim, here's how we
created Hyper So Blaze said, we're not going to create any more hardware for the Evercade. That's what Hyper Megatech's going to do.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
I mean, it's possible. It's
yes.
Possible.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't. Well, Jason, I think they said they are working with game development companies, but I don't know if they actually have purchased licenses yet. Now, what I do know is some of those game licenses might not be what you expect, because I'm still waiting for that. They said that magic word. They said board and card and paper games. So I'm thinking those properties are going to wind up being stuff like that. So, and if they start putting out those kind of things, that's awesome, because I will still cover all of that stuff as well. But who knows? Maybe they get a license for like an old game, board game property, put out a new version of that board game, and then, well, because they magically have a relationship with Blaze, make a video game based on that board game. That would be kind of cool. Because why not? There's tons of different properties out there that have like all sorts of like really awesome things that people forgot about that I think could work in the video game space.
The Trodgor board game. Trogdor.
Yes, they absolutely should. 100%. I agree.
I was going to say, Gamertron, they've already done that with the Taito collection. They've already. Well, we'll see more possibly. I think what Blaze is waiting
for sure.
I think what Blaze is waiting on is after the holidays, after Christmas. I think they're waiting to see the sales and all that.
Well, yeah, that's true. And then also too, as far as the Blaze side of things goes, as far as like other announcements, it is the tradition that you won't see the new announcement about what comes next until the last cart of the lines that they have already released are out. So we won't see anything about what happens. The Phantom cart that sits alongside Indie Heroes 3, we won't find that out until after Duke comes out. That's definitely happening.
Yeah, and then there's the other possibility where the first release thing, like maybe the agreement for some licenses, it has to go to the Super Pocket first, and then maybe we'll get cards of it after, or maybe never.
Well, I mean, that's the thing that I 100% think should be a thing.
Yes.
If like if they did, like the Taito license, right? They got the Taito license for the Super Pocket. I would be extremely happy if they wound up with some kind of cart, or cart deal for the Evercade. But a lot of these companies, they tend to have like, certain restrictions. Like Capcom was like, you had to have it built into the hardware. Then you had the Namco, you can only have it handheld. Like, it's a lot of quirky things going on. So
I think with Capcom, it still might be a test.
It's possible.
Like maybe if they say, hey, we sell a bunch of these for the EXP, because I think with Capcom, I think they're waiting to double dip. And what I mean by that is, I think now that they have, I think the plan will be that they'll still come out with, maybe they'll come out with physical Capcom Collect. They'll split it up into 2 collections. Capcom will still get their $40 for it. And it might be the exact same thing, or maybe they might swap out like 1 or 2 games, which wouldn't surprise me, just to make it slightly different than the EXP. Then it'd be funny, like, what if you put that in the EXP? I don't know.
It's possible, but
yeah.
Like, well, again, it's all speculation town, right?
Yeah.
We don't know anything that's going on.
No.
But what we do know is a lot of stuff is going on.
Yeah.
All of that networking that happened over the summer, I think there's going to be stuff that's going to wind up paying off. So, that'll be cool.
Yeah. And listen, I'm sure y'all have seen like Blaze is released like in a lot of different various handhelds. It could be that maybe we never, this is the only Super Pockets, and then they like, hey, we tried that, we didn't get the returns, and then maybe we never hear anything of it again. Or maybe each year we keep getting, who knows, right? It could go either. The numbers will speak to it.
Yep.
I don't see them doing special editions again unless it's like something really special.
What, like a special edition console?
No, Super Pockets. I'm sorry.
Oh, special edition Super Pocket. But yeah, that might be a thing. I might agree with you on that one, because of the continued availability of those items right now.
Yes.
But who knows though? maybe they hit the market and it's a hit and lots of people like them, and then all of a sudden those special edition gets scooped up right away. So I would say if they're still not sold out on Funstock by the end of the year, then yes, you were not going to see another special edition.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Because then it wouldn't make any sense, to do it, because, well, apparently no one wanted them, right?
Yeah, and that's why I said the special edition should have been what the normal editions were. I don't think it would cost too much more in plastic, and they look a lot. Those are the Taito special
I
edition.
think that translucent plastic probably does cost a bit more.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Well, you only really see that kind of stuff on like special edition product, right?
Yeah.
Either that or like almost every other Nintendo 64 they came out with.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No, what would the one thing that would maybe tug at my nostalgia string, if they made a Pac-Man one and it was yellow and it looked like Pac-Man and it had the arcade. It would have to have the arcade versions of all the Pac-Mans and not the if we kind of had like that and like Galaga, that would maybe get me. I don't know. We'll have to see, or maybe a Tetris one.
I was gonna say Tetris version. I thought you'd go with the Tetris version.
But I don't think they would get. I don't think there's likely to get the license because there's so many different
You'd
Tetris
say that,
handhelds.
but My Arcade just put out a whole bunch of Tetris handheld things.
Yeah.
And My Arcade,
I don't like those because they made their own custom version and it's like the
why
actual.
Would it matter?
Because the screen within it is so tiny. The screen within it, when you drop the actual blocks, is really tiny.
But have you seen the Tetris ones? It came out 3 of them. So
yeah,
I heard you're fine.
Like growing up Gen Gamer, I can't remember what his
Gen X grown up.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did a thing on, and they had but the thing that he complained about, which is valid, it was $40 for one game, and the sound quality and music, they didn't give you premium features. It doesn't save high scores. It's just the one game. Really? For the new one, there are some other multi ones, but I'm very particular about Tetris, right?
Tetris on there.
I'm very particular about Tetris. For me, that might be more about nostalgia, and I know that's just me.
Version of Tetris, by the way.
What
is your favorite version of Tetris?
Probably the OG Game Boy one.
Okay, my favorite is actually the Atari arcade version.
Atari, yes, yeah, or the Nintendo, but I like Tetris Attack. I like the other ones as well too.
The one with the guy that you have to save.
Yeah, man, love that one.
Yeah.
I love Tetris Plus.
Hey, for me, it's Tetris. It's all the console because that's what I grew up playing. So that's what I'm like.
Actually, another really good version is Tetris DS.
Ooh, so I haven't played that.
There's 7 different versions of Tetris in there. Also, one of the more recent ones on the I have it on Steam. I know it's on every other platform.
Tetris Effect.
Yeah, I
have that too. So yeah, I got on sale for $20. I was not going to pay full. I like that, but Yes, thank you, Jason. Yeah, I agree 100%. But yeah, if they had a Tetris, if they had a Tetris version of that, and it had the Game Boy, it had all the Game Boy and Game Boy Color versions of Tetris. Oh my god, that would be awesome.
A Tetris collection, and then they had. How would you even get the rights to it? Because so many different companies made those games.
Exactly, that's the problem. I think I don't know if the same people did the original ones for Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Maybe not, but
I think those two were both Nintendo.
Yeah,
but then Ubisoft made it. I think Electronic Arts has some. Spectrum Holobyte.
Yeah. No, we'd probably get some weird Spectrum version that would have horrible controls or something like. I don't know. Just kidding.
Watch us get the very original version of Tetris that was on some Russian computer. Have you ever seen that?
That was cool to see in the Tetris movie, but I'm like, no, I and you can unlock a weird version like that on Tetris Effect. I'm like, no, I don't want that as the average one to play. Actually, and you can unlock actually a retro version of it on Tetris Effect, but it's just different. I don't know. Like I said, for me, I'm particular. But yeah, if we got a real Tetris collection, then I'm like, okay, all I have to do is just keep a Namco cart or Atari Collection 1 or 2 in there, and I'm done.
I am.
That's enough to bring portably.
I somehow figured a way to link my wish list with Fanatical. Now it's showing me every game I have in my wish list, and like every single one of them's on sale.
Uh-oh. Yeah. I'm with you, Jason. Exactly. Not yeah, exactly. Like it has to be Tetris. Like no clones. It has to it has to be. Yeah.
Wait, talking about it's funny sometimes if it's as long as it plays like Tetris. I don't know if that would even happen these days, but I remember when Tetris first was like kind of new. There were so many different clones of Tetris were out, but it was like it's still Tetris, so it didn't matter.
Well, I remember at the it was like maybe like early '90s going around. There was a game called Blocks from Hell. Yeah,
I remember the one.
They would say, "Let's go pound some duck." Yeah,
the one I used to play on DOS a lot was called Zentris.
Zentris.
Yeah. No, but like so just to touch. Just to touch on this, Jason, like I've been down the Tetris rabbit hole. Like I've tried playing it on my phone. I've tried every other way in the original. And then the only problem that like I have playing it on this is I need like a better Tetris screen and resolution. So, I still like playing that better on the original hardware. I don't know. Yeah. I'm a Tetris snob. Like, yeah, I do enjoy the single arcade screen versions. If you're playing it in the arcade, it'd be different. But that's the only reason I don't like the Atari one as much because like same with Tengen Tetris, like it shows second player if you're not using it. It's like why? Because we haven't switched over yet.
How it was in the arcade.
Yeah.
Plus the
cocktail
cabinet. Have you seen the cocktail version of Atari Tetris? That was really interesting because your thing is off to the side, but then the other players is upside down and off to the same side. So it's like it's utilized a lot of the screen really well for two players.
That's awesome. Yeah. But yeah, Tetris. Well, it's listen. There's just some games like that, like Mega Man. Like there's some like Castlevania. There's just like some franchises where you can't really clone that. Really clone that or make it too close. Like it's its own thing, and that's because there's like a lot of nostalgia. That
Evertris.
Ah,
Katie's block challenge.
But
just do what Sega did and come out with your own puzzle game that makes you fall asleep while you're playing it.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
that's Columns.
Listen, I remember as a kid, anybody that got like a Sega Genesis with Columns, I was like, I'm sorry.
I got a Game Gear and I had Columns on it, and I could not stay awake while playing that game.
I think I did too. Yeah, I just like. I've never been a fan of Columns. I mean,
Do I have a copy of Columns on Game Gear? I don't know. I don't think so.
But yeah, there's something about Tetris, and not only that too. Like depending on that's why I say I like the Game Boy and the Nintendo because there's a certain nostalgia of the sounds, like when the lines, like the, and then when you get a Tetris, so like that, like for me, like that type of stuff is important. So like like for you, like that's probably what you like about the Atari version too, is the sounds and and everything with that. It was like for me, like it was like Blaster Master. Speaking of which, if we get a Sunsoft Collection 2, that's console, like Fester's Quest needs to be on there. That's a love-hate game.
Really? Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
Dude, and I'll tell you what, because Fester's Quest, you had 2 little life bars, and then you died and you had no other lives and you couldn't continue. Like that was so frustrating. The only thing that saved that game is remember the off-brand turbo controller called the Max Pad, or we'd call it like the Maxi Pad or whatever. My friend had that. Dude had turbo. Like that was almost a requirement to use in that game. Yeah.
Well, you could use the NES Advantage that also had turbo, but not a terrible D-pad as well.
No, but I think that was like enough. Yeah, but that game, I remember getting pretty far, but I'm like, that would save states. I've gone back and played that like in other emulators, like a while, like pre-Evercade, but like I said, it's not the best. It just needs to be there because, it's similar but different. They said, hey, let's take Blaster Master. Let's take the overhead view of the game, but let's reskin it and make it Adam's Family and make it just crazy bonkers. And you're going to be frustrated.
I think Fester's Quest came out first. Because I remember being one of the earliest NES games.
Yeah, let me see here.
Yeah. Because I remember playing like Fester's Quest after. I mean, it doesn't.
Well, I mean, it could have picked up afterwards, right?
Yeah,
it was released. Fester's Quest was released in 1989.
I guess it is later than I thought.
Yeah.
Blaster Master, November of '88.
Yeah.
I guess it was, but still, But when? When in 1989? How close?
Yeah, that's really close. Yeah.
Yeah. But even like with like Journey to like Silas and all that, like you hear some of this, like in some of those other games, you hear the same sound effects that were used in Blaster. Like, so I love that. Like, it's great. Like, there's some sounds in all those different games that were used. So it's
That's weird. It just says 1989.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
they didn't really necessarily have release dates back in those days.
Yeah, they just kind of showed up on the shelf. Yeah.
So what do you guys have going on in your channels next week? Because it's getting close to the end time.
Well, I tell you what, I should have made a video every time I buy a mystery bundle on Fanatical, because I've done that several times. I never think about making a video for it. But
dude, you should. That's why I said Retro Rob does that, and it's great because it's curious to see. And every mystery bundle is different. So
I think mostly I do it when I'm half asleep and I don't have time to think about it. So but go ahead, Rich. I don't really have much of anything.
Oh yeah. Well, as far as me, I'm still in like partial dig out mode, but also Atari, like, they just keep releasing games. So now I'm stacked against games again. So the beginning half of the week is going to be Atari VCS catch up. I still need to do the live stream too. And you know what? Just because it's November doesn't mean it can't be spooky. So we're going to do some kind of spooky live stream at some point next week, where I'm going to do Days of Doom and Haunted House and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that'll be pretty cool. We're hard at work, real hard at work right now, in earnest at Studio B for Bacon Ice Cream Productions. That thing, once it gets together, I am so excited. I think it's going to be rad, and may in fact be where the bulk of content in the future winds up coming from, because it's looking really cool. Like,
Studio B, is that at your work, or where is?
Yeah, we're building a studio inside of the office that I currently reside in.
It's so cool that they let you all do that. For those of you who don't know, there was like a brief period of time where you could get a sneak peek of that video, like it accidentally went live to everybody.
Yeah, I did.
And so it's funny because I'm watching this halfway through, and it's funny. I sent Richard, I'm like, I don't know if you meant that, but anyway, and I say that as a plug to join membership on this channel. It is super neat, and like he shares with a coworker of his who has cool things there. And it's a really neat, like, you can tell he's being prepared for his Polymega, because he's like moving some things over there.
Oh yeah, man.
And like the Atari 2600 Plus, it's really it's awesome.
There's a whole stack of things right here.
Yeah.
And right after the show, they're going straight to Studio B, and then I'm going to start setting
Studio
them up.
B looks really cool,
because it's like, wow, I have a whole bunch of stuff that's just like stacked on top of me right here. So like, what if I just moved it out, because I could put it in the bigger space and just stack it over there. It's gonna be rad, man. I'm super excited, and there's more people that are gonna be involved a little more in the actual productions of Bacon Ice Cream Productions. So more than just this face talking, which is gonna be great. So I kind of got a really cool idea for a show. So yeah,
you've got more room and
yep.
I'm hoping too someday we could do an episode of Calling All Retro Gamers, and you have like more people there with you on the couch like that.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it'd be cool. Very cool.
And then we could also have a guest and get crazy and see more stuff like that on your channel. And all good.
That's right.
How would you feel about an impromptu giveaway? Because I just got a game that I already have.
Really?
You do?
Yeah, because I wound up buying on Fanatical, and the free game they gave me was the game they gave me free last time. I don't know if it's supposed to be the same game. Game was called Heroes of the Monkey Tavern. It's on Steam. I have the code ready to go in the chat. So the first person to activate this code is going to get Heroes of the Monkey Tavern. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's in the chat.
Go.
Is it?
It is.
There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the best kind of giveaway. I've seen some YouTubers do that where like towards the end of the video, they're like, hey, here's some codes right here on the screen. Good luck. Yeah, that's awesome.
What was funny was I bought the 20 game bundle. This was the free game, extra game they gave me, 21. What was funny was out of the 20 games I got, not one of them was one I already owned. And that was like the first time that ever happened.
Very cool.
Hey, we should probably highlight it, right? Here, we're going to pop it up on the screen. Because it didn't show up in the YouTube thing. I don't know why.
Did it not?
It's probably. I'm sure it's it's taken.
It might have held it. It might have held it.
Yeah, but
I'm not wrenched, so I can't see it.
Yeah, I pasted it in the YouTube feed on YouTube.
There you go, courtesy.
There it is. There it is, guys. First to grab. Go, go, go.
I think it's like an RPG or something. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
Julian's like, shame my fingers are slow. I'm not going to even try.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the best odds in the biz. 26 people watching. Like, come on.
Yeah, and everybody else is probably thinking the same thing.
Yeah, they weren't prepared. They weren't prepared for the.
You know what it reminds me of? You've played on Jackbox the trivia mystery horror game or whatever. I can't remember exactly the name of it. But one of them has a game where it shows a phone number on the screen. And the first person to dial, like it shows like a couple phone numbers, but there's like one short. So somebody can't complete it. So like the first person to complete the number disappears. And then once all the numbers are gone, the last person that couldn't dial a number in time is the one that dies.
Oh, wow. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
That's great.
Besides, here it's a lot easier. If you could see it in the chat, you could copy and paste. But
exactly. That's what you'd have to do: copy and paste it. And then
I think though that comment got held though. That's why I was like, it's not really live in the YouTube chat.
I tried doing a giveaway once where I put the code in my video, but I put the code one letter at a time, spaced sporadically throughout the whole of the video. And somebody still got that in like 5 minutes.
No way.
Wow. It's for Steam PC.
Yeah, it's for Steam. It's for Steam. It's a Steam code.
Hey, Fastback, what's up?
All right, I guess I should talk about real quick. So fine. So next week, what I'm going to be doing is giving my wrap up of the Daphne, whatever the hell, collection, and all I'll say is
Delphine.
Yeah, I don't think that is a bad collection per se. It's the most frustrating collection I've ever played at Evercade.
Really? More than 217?
Another world drove me mental to where I had to actually take a little bit of a break just from playing video games.
I guess that is a Amiga game too. So.
Just it's just like wow. I know. So
it's more of a trial and error patience type of game.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a game you're just gonna blow right through. Not at all.
Right. No, but let's just say there are arcade games that have beaten it, where they show you a little thing and say the end. They have it has the worst ending of any for that kind of game too. I'm like, really? Because I watched, because there is a video out there that has no deaths where you can beat it in 20 minutes. In certain parts I was stuck. I did watch that, and I'm like, okay, I'm close to the end. I'm like, I'm not going to beat it. Let me see the ending. And I was like, wow, that was a slap in the face for all that effort. I feel like, man,
ending. It's the journey there.
I know. This is it for a sequel. Listen, I know not everything could be
there is a sequel. You know that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, it's not even really a sequel. It's like the same game, but from another point of view.
Yeah. Right.
I would have even taken A Winner Is You. You know what I mean?
A Winner Is You.
Nice. You know what I mean? But listen, everything
can't
be like Blaster Master or Mega Man or I don't know.
I'd rather play through the game and not get much of anything but credits, rather than to not do very well at a game and then be called pathetic.
That's true.
That's all-terrain racing.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
It looks like RMGBTV got the game.
Sweet.
Nice.
Good stuff, man.
Nice. Congrats.
But somebody got it, and it doesn't sit there on the ether.
Yeah, I know. I was going to ask you. Yeah. So hey, you never know on Evercast. That was cool to give away. Sometimes I'll try to point out games that are like limited, games that you can grab for free on Steam. But that's so cool. You chunked out an extra code. Yeah, I don't have any extra codes.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know why I keep getting. They're like, oh, here's a free game. Oh, it's the same game we gave you yesterday. Okay.
No, Pete had to actually before we talk. So no, Pete actually he had to a family thing he had to leave. No, we've never found his secret channel yet.
No. Yep. I'm gonna start a conspiracy theory. I might actually just start a conspiracy theory video series that just says that that channel actually doesn't exist.
You do that.
Just so we can get Pete so annoyed that he actually just shows us the channel.
Yeah.
I'm going to create a channel called Pete's Secret Channel.
That would be great.
Take the footage, and I'm just going to take footage from his old videos and re-edit it to make them seem like new videos.
I like that better. I was going to say I'm just going to make a new channel that's just dedicated to finding Pete's like secret channel.
Right.
That's all. That's just like all it is.
We three ideas. Let's see who actually executes.
Yes, exactly.
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, like calling on retro gamers a segment might like pop up. You never know.
Speaking of that, though, we're probably going to be doing our Pete and me, since he's not here to say it, on his channel, the podcast we've been doing for the last couple of weeks, probably at the regular time, not the earlier time like I've been forcing him to.
What do you guys do?
Games and stuff or something.
Yeah, games and
Games and stuff. What is that?
He changes the name of that kind of like show.
Hey, it's not the same show. This is a new show. It's not hot dogs. Yeah,
hot dogs.
It may look very similar, but it's completely different.
And when do you guys do that? Like what day and time?
Well, Sunday in the evening. So
okay.
I guess it depends on your time zone, but from my time zone, it could be as late as 7, 8 o'clock. But we had to do it earlier and 7 o'clock my time last couple of weeks. But I don't have that restriction anymore. So
gotcha. And it's on Pete's channel, right?
It's on Pete's Evercade. It's on the Ever Canadian channel.
Okay, so just stay sub to Pete and you won't miss it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Alrighty, well, I think that about does it. So I'm going to play the outro, and thanks so much to our viewers, channel members, and everybody who subbed all of our channels and all that good stuff who support us. Thank you so much.
I would like the subs to give me the diarrhea.